This is the reflection model text 2. The first activity you were asked to do was to order the stages. Now we're going to have a look at the past simple verbs and highlight the sequence words and expressions. Let's look at the stage sentence by sentence. In the first sentence, this semester we worked on a project in a team, and writing this reflection is the last stage of the project. So we have, let's have a look for our past simple verb first. First of all, we have the time phrase or sequencing word. Oh, well, we may as well highlight that because that's the first thing that comes that we can see. Then we have the subject we, and you know that after the subject we have our verb. This verb is in the past simple because it has the ed ending. Then we have our next sentence that begins with, first of all, our teacher asked us to work on a real-world issue that has some relevance to our lives. So as a team we thought that we would like to focus on a problem that was very common in the UAE, children not sitting in car seats. This is a long sentence that has several parts to it. The beginning of the sentence has our time sequencing word. It tells us that this is the beginning, the first thing that the students had to do. Next thing we have is our teacher. Our teacher is the subject, and after the subject we always have the verb. In this case the verb is in the past simple. Asked, it's a regular verb with an ed ending. The next part of the sentence that I should explain is that we have a relative pronoun, that. That is used in this case to refer to give extra information about, a real-world issue. The description of the real-world issue is that it has some relevance to our lives. After that, we have the joining word so, which is our conjunction. This so is used to give a result. So the result of the teacher asking them to do something, this is what we did. As a team, we becomes our subject. Thought is our verb in the present past simple, and it is the past simple of think. Think, thought. That is another relative pronoun that we're using to join the ideas together. We would like to, this is our verb phrase. Thought puts it into the past simple. Would like to explains that it is a request. Here we have another relative pronoun, that, to describe the problem. The problem is something that is very common. Here we have the verb was in the past simple. Our next sentence begins with our cause and result word. Again, we have so that is used to describe the result of it. As a result of this choice, this is what we continue to do. We is our subject. Decided is our verb. Again, you can see it's past simple with the ed ending. What did they decide to do? This verb is not in the past simple. It is not the key verb in the sentence. Let's have a look at the next sentence. After writing our research question, this is actually our sequencing word or our time expression. We used this chunk when we were doing our recounts, our second module. We know that after using after, we can have the verb in the ing form. After writing our research, after doing something. This is our sentence pattern. Comma. We did something. Did is our past simple verb. We is the subject. Then is our time word. Created is our verb in the past simple. Ed ending. Note that the position of then can be before we or after we. A product which was in. Let's have a look at the last sentence. we have the time expression finally. This tells us that it's the last thing that we did. And we have the verb in the past simple. After the subject we have the verb in the past simple. And we have the thing that we did. We did a presentation for somebody. Let's have a look at our second stage, feelings. The three things that we have to do is to highlight adjectives that describe feelings. We have to highlight the verbs that describe feelings. And we have to highlight the time markers again. Let's have a look at this stage, sentence by sentence. Previously, I did not know that children not sitting in car seats was one of the main causes of children's death in car accidents. So I felt really ignorant about my lack of knowledge. The beginning of this sentence tells us the time frame. Previously, or before, at the beginning, or before the start of the project. This is the word previously. This is our time marker. We have a description of what the person did not know, and then we have our cause-effect or our conjunction, which is giving a result in this case, so refers to a result. Here we have the next part of the sentence, I felt really ignorant about my lack of knowledge. Do we have a verb here that describes feelings? Yes, we do. Felt is our verb in the past simple. Having learnt all this, I felt more worried about how parents could make such a big mistake about their children's safety. Having learnt all this can be a phrase that describes time. After we have learnt this, having learnt all this refers to the fact that you have learned it before and you're at the point where you know it. So it is a time marker. I felt more worried. The verb to do with feeling, past simple. How did they feel? Worried. Worried is our adjective that describes how we felt. I missed the one before that in the previous sentence. I felt ignorant. Ignorant means that you feel like you do not know anything about the subject. You do not have any knowledge about the subject. Let's have a look at the next sentence. Right now. This is another time marker. It tells us that at the present moment, at this point in the person's life, this is how she is now feeling. So notice that the change in the verb tense. Previously we have talked about the past. Previously I felt. Having learnt all this, I felt. Right now I feel. So the verb form changes into the present tense. How does she feel? Passionate. She loves it very much. The next sentence that has a time marker in it is the final sentence. What I loved the most about this project was when. So when is our time marker. When I realized that I could make a positive change. So the point that she realized that she could make a positive change, this is the point that she realized, is the when. And the describing word that describes our feelings is loved. Verb in the past simple. Let's have a look at the third stage, the evaluation. In the evaluation, we are asked to discuss what is good and bad about this experience. Remember that we have to keep it balanced and make sure that we focus on both the positive and negative aspects of the situation. In this task, we have to highlight words that express or signal cause and effect. We need to talk about, find expressions that show positive experiences and find expressions that indicate negative experiences. So let's have a look at this paragraph. One of the most useful aspects of this project for me was to work in a team. Well, immediately we have this chunk at the beginning, which is our, comes before the subject. It's our subject noun phrase. One of the most useful aspects of this project for me. This indicates a positive experience because it is useful. One team member was good at technology, so she edited our movie. Here we have the word so again, which is our conjunction, and it's used to show the result of something. So because she was good at technology, she was able to edit the movie. We gave her the role, so. Another member was good at doing research, therefore she found the most useful website articles. Here our joining word is therefore, and it gives our cause and effect. Why did we choose her? Because she was good at doing research. What did she do? She found the most useful website articles. I was the one who organized our work because I am good at time management. Here we have our joining word because to join the two reasons to say why we did it. Another important part of the ISP was to learn if a website was reliable or not. Here, this sentence, another important part. This is our sentence that gives us a positive aspect. We know that it's positive because it's important to the writer. We realize that there are a lot of websites that are not credible as a result. As a result is a phrase that we can use to give cause and effect. The second part of this stage introduces the challenges. We also faced some challenges. This is a chunk that you can use to describe something that is more negative. Initially gives us a time frame when it happened. It was difficult to do something. We knew that we had to put some actual information in our product, but we didn't know how to do this in a meaningful manner. But is the word here that's giving us an opposite point of view, not telling us a reason why. Cause and effect. And the final part, which indicates more of a negative experience, is the sentence, we as the subject didn't know how to do something. We didn't know how to. This is indicating a negative experience. Okay, that's it for the first half of this model text 2.